Hello everyone, it's Darkseeker here again. Welcome back to another video. Now I wanted to showcase a deck that's been doing really well for me on the wild mode ladder. Even Shaman. Now here you can see going up against a Giantslock, and actually on my turn 5 I have the advantage and I am pressing for lethal, and it's pretty rare that you can outvalue a Giantslock because on their turn 5 they just flood the board. But I've managed to outvalue them here, and I think it just speaks volumes of how powerful this Even Shaman deck is. You get the early board presence. I have my overpowered 4-mana 7/7 on the board. Actually, it's the Flame Tongue Totem that's been doing all of the work in this game, allowing me to push aggression. So yes, this deck, if you can get the early board presence going, you can push a lot of damage, you can get your Sea Giants down, and you can just win the game from there. So pretty powerful, taking me from rank 5 to rank 3 on wild mode. So let's just break this deck down and look at some interesting cards. So you've got the likes of Flame Tongue Totem, Maelstrom Portal, Jade Claws. Those are all cards you expect to see in Shaman. Totem Golem, one of the best 2-drops in the game because of the stats. Forget the overload. The stats are pretty awesome. Flame Wreath Faceless, 4-mana 7/7. People used to say it was overpowered and broken. Yeah, but now people flood the board with giants on turn 5. Yeah, it makes the Flame Wreath Faceless look small in comparison. No one is complaining about that card anymore. Jade Lightning, again, and the thing from below, you sort of your usual Shaman cards. One of the interesting choices in this deck, though, Dire Wolf Alpha. Now, your hero power in this deck costs 1. So it means that, you know, if you hero power on 1, Dire Wolf Alpha on 2, there's a good chance that your totem is now going to be able to attack because it's got the buff from the Dire Wolf, and it's probably going to be able to trade into something early that gets played by your opponent, something small, immediately giving you a bit of an advantage when it comes to making trades and gaining early tempo. So yeah, Dire Wolf Alpha sort of fulfilling the role of a Flame Tongue Totem, except it's, you know, the Dire Wolf Alpha itself can also attack. So very interesting choice of card, Dire Wolf Alpha. What else is pretty cool and interesting in this deck? Double Spellbreaker to get through your cubelock, and of course double Sea Giant to give you a massive swing and board presence in the mid game, because you usually can get them down pretty early. So let's have a look at the deck in action on the wild mode ladder, and we're going up against a Paladin, and we are very well equipped in this deck to beat Paladin. We have double Maelstrom Portal. So it's a case of deciding really when to use those portals, when is the optimum moment. So hero power on 1 feels pretty good here. But unfortunately there isn't a Dire Wolf Alpha, there is no Flame Tongue Totem in our hand, so we can't activate this totem in terms of attack. So we're just going to have to be really slow here. Hero power pass feels slightly bad. On a positive note, that 1/1 totem is going to be able to hopefully pop the shield of his minion. So that's something to be happy about. Reporting for duty. And he's taking things relatively slowly here too, so we don't appear to be at too much of a disadvantage yet. And I'm looking at the 1/1s and I'm thinking, when is it going to be the right time to play Maelstrom Portal? I think now is okay, because we remove 2 minions from the board. We pop a shield as well, and we get a minion from it. So this is good. Now, there's our swing. We now have, I would argue, control of the board.
None None may steal our secrets.
Okay, kind of swinging back to him now. Shielded Minibot, such a good card. You know, I talked about Totem Golem being one of the best 2-drops in the game because of the stats. Shielded Minibot has no overload and it has a divine shield, which is pretty much going to guarantee 2 hits being required to kill it. Yeah, pretty good card.
Reporting for duty.
And here is another Maelstrom Portal board. Yes, 4 dudes on board. They cannot be allowed to live. Goodbye, dudes. Yeah, you don't want them being buffed up. But there's both of my Maelstrom portals gone, so from this point forward, I'm going to have to be quite careful here.
The light dims.
So one thing that Paladin is really good at, or aggro Paladin, is they can refill the board very, very quickly. But speaking of filling up boards, there's a Sea Giant in my hand. And I just want to make sure that I get some value here from the Sea Giant. Because if he doesn't have equality, he's going to struggle to deal with it. Because Paladins run equality now. You know, the slightly slower aggro variants, bordering on mid-range, they run equality, and some, you know, run consecration too, along with call to arms and various other cards that make them fast-paced. So equality is something that we have to watch out for. Equality, avenging wrath is also a possibility from their end. But I'm just investing in his face here. And it is all over. Turns out that setting up a Sea Giant was a wise decision. So just like that, beating a Paladin. Okay, looking at this next little game here, it's another Paladin. Surprise, surprise, the ladder is infested with Paladins. Thankfully, this deck runs double Maelstrom Portal. So, what do we get? That's reasonable. That's absolutely reasonable. And at this juncture, you know, our thing from below is getting cheaper. Of course, he gets double shielded Minibot from Call to Arms, and that is why Call to Arms is so broken. It's so broken. Fortunately for me, though, I'm still going to be able to maintain some semblance of advantage on this board. That healing totem is actually really significant. Okay, he's taking back some control now. That weapon was very timely for him. So, the Jade Lightning feels like a reasonable play here. Prioritise on killing the dudes, and advantage goes back to us. This game is you know, it's got swings, it's got turns, it's quite interesting. Oh my god. This guy plays Lights Champion, wow. Can't remember the last time I saw someone play that card. But it's over. So, I've taken great happiness and great joy in this rank 3 in bullying Paladins with this deck. You tend to find that Maelstrom Portal helps massively, and just the ability to hero power frequently, because your hero power costs 1. So the chances are you're going to be able to fit in, you know, sort of more hero powers on your turns. You know, your hero power only costs 1, so you can do your hero power plus something else more often than not. More totems being summoned, it means your you know, your thing from below becomes cheaper. Being able to totem every turn, because it only costs 1, probably means that your Sea Giant is more likely to come out tubes. You'd have more totems on the board. So yeah, this 1 cost hero power is pretty awesome when you also consider the synergy with Flametongue Totem and Direwolf Alpha. So yeah, even Shaman, it's got me to rank 3, and it shows no signs of slowing down for me. So yeah, if you guys are looking for a pretty effective deck to ladder with, I'd say this is as good as anything that's out there at the moment. So yeah, do give it a try. It has some pretty cool finishing potential as well. You've got double Crackle, double Jade Lightning. Both of those can hit face. And even if they have taunts in the way, you know, your Jade Lightnings, your Crackles can bypass those taunts and still hit face and get lethal. So again, that's an interesting consideration. There is a lone fire elemental in this deck. I can't say that that card has got me much value in the few games that I've played, so maybe there could be a replacement for it. I'm not entirely sure, but hey, 3 burst damage is something that could be deemed pretty useful, pretty valuable. So anyway, thank you very much for joining me, everyone. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please subscribe. I would be grateful. And I'll see you guys all again very soon for more Wild Mode fun.